excited to do the big jump.
My goal is definitely to get to the Peak Award.
It is important to set goals as you have something to work towards, and then you have a feeling of reward when you have completed that goal.
When I'm going down the rock, I feel scared. I feel anxious that I might fall, but once I reach the bottom, I know that everything was good, that I just accomplished something new.
You know, not everyone can come up with a goal at a given time. I think what's important is to give them the space to come up with a goal if they want to. And sometimes the goal could be just to belong, and that's okay.
It gives me more confidence for sure, so I know that I have support from everybody, so I wouldn't have to be alone in this, that everyone's there for me, just watching out.
Goal setting for youth members, it's probably best, and the way that we approach it is to allow them to kind of come up with their own goals. And we guide them, and the Pack Council is pretty good for doing this. You kind of have a discussion about it, you talk it out, and you kind of bring out what is it that they want to get out of the next term. So you kind of don't want to impose your adult goals or the movement's goals onto the youth members. I think it's important for the youth members to come up with it themselves within the boundary that you're talking about, right? But I think the core part is you kind of let them bubble it up themselves. And it's also obviously quite motivational for someone who just turns up and then suddenly you kind of go, well, actually I'm turning up for a reason, and the reason is this. It's to do with the scale, I think, and goal setting for the Cubs tend to be more kind of tangible. And I think as you progress towards the older sections, they can become less tangible and more kind of aspirational or philosophical. It can be about self-development or something. Sometimes kids feel really excited when they're allowed to have a really big, outrageous goal. And the more outrageous, the more they go, yeah, let's do it, right?
Probably a goal that scared me a bit was a couple of the older male Cubs, or senior Cubs, wanted to build a model ship and float, sailing. We started off by building very safe prototypes. We assembled those prototypes into different parts of the ship, and then we applied that into wood, and even had some of the younger youth members using the power tools, although we were closely supervising them, putting the nails in, screws, and we eventually built a replica of the Titanic. I was quite proud of it because I didn't think we could achieve it. I think if you've got the steps building up to a goal, not achieving that goal isn't so much of a problem, because some of those steps are achievements in themselves. So if you're slowly building up to a higher goal, 2 or 3 of those steps are actually really good goals themselves. And they tend to forget that there was a bigger goal because they're so excited about the ones that they did achieve. The fact that the Titanic, when we built, fell into the water, when it was in the water it toppled over, didn't seem to worry them. They were busy just throwing ice at it because it was supposed to be the Titanic. So it became a game in itself.
I think when you have a goal, naturally you think, I need to achieve it. But sometimes the work that you do to get to the goal is actually more important than getting to the goal, because getting to the goal might rely on some external factor that you can't control. Two of the youth members planned this walk, but it might rain and it might have to be cancelled. So that's outside of their control. But the work in setting up for the walk, for the planning section and the communication, that's the important stuff, which actually allows them to replicate that activity again and again and again and again.
Yeah, I want to get to the top really badly. I'm always interested in new things because you never know what you're going to do with it. It could be really fun. You could learn something.